What the fuck's going on, Slapdicks? Welcome back to Around the Lunch Table, episode
19.
It is episode 19 now. Time is flying by, and we are just throwing episodes out.
Yeah.
Won't go. Like Oprah Winfrey. You get one, you get one, you get one.
Yeah, we are throwing the episodes out. It's been 19 now. We're almost of legal drinking age, but we're still drinking. Yeah, no, it's been nice. Shout out to everyone following us on Instagram. We got like 40 this week, so things are picking
Something
up.
like that. We creeping up to 2,000 downloads, and that's a hell of a lot faster than the first 1,000.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, as Warren Buffett once said, the first 100 grand is a bitch, but after that, it's all uphill.
Somehow I still think that's false. It's like
I feel
it's like the first $100,000 is the hard. Okay, your first billion wasn't hard.
Yeah. It's like, I didn't have to work for that. It
Yeah,
just
it's
kind of
like
happened.
I guess that is true though, because once you reach that, you're in the 100 millions. It's like you're just getting money for walking down the mailbox.
Yeah.
So.
It's like, it's called residual income.
Yeah.
And if you don't have it, what the fuck are you doing?
Dude, Warren Buffett started his career in Forex.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, now that we're here, something has come to mind
Uh-oh.
earlier today, and before it's a story. It's a story,
'Kay.
and you know we've been best friends for a while now. You would never hurt me. You would never lie to me. You never
Oh,
drag
God.
me into the lion's den.
Oh, God.
You never make me out to be a fool.
I wouldn't. But I'm
Well,
guessing I did.
Well, a story I'd like to share is it's funny that I was just randomly thinking about this today because we've discussed this actually before, but I found it funny after thinking about it. It's like, wow, you know, he really did that. And
What did I do?
this is the story.
I think I know what it is.
I think you will recall on Halloween,
Wait, Halloween.
not this Halloween, last Halloween.
The one
We
at
went to-
Mariana's?
Was that whose house it was?
Yes.
Yes. And I think after thinking about this situation, I realized why I became the butt of the joke. Because you were very obnoxious and you had one that didn't land. And because it didn't land,
What do you mean?
allow me to explain.
Okay.
Allow me to
explain.
dissect.
Yes.
So we go to this Halloween party a couple years back, right? It's at this house. It was all right. It was pretty fun. Blah,
Yeah.
blah, blah. So we don't know really anyone at this place. We're introducing ourselves, blah, blah, blah. And as you recall, we're at the front door. And who was the dude's name? The host or whatever. I don't even know who it was.
Tariq.
And he was going upstairs.
No, his name was
Tariq.
Tariq.
There's a guy sitting here talking to us. And then there was a girl. I think Jack was drunk. There's a girl.
This was bad.
There was a girl walking up the stairs with the dude, with this dude. And Jack's like, clap her cheeks. And the
That was
dude
bad,
who
but-
was like, he's like, oh, that's my girlfriend. Who's like, that's like the host.
And
He's like,
he's
that's
gay.
He's like, that's my girlfriend. He's gay. And Jack's like, oh. Sitting there. So it was really, the guy was cool.
It was bad.
But in his mind, he was like, okay, that's kind of
Yeah.
immature. Bad first impression for James. And now this is why I think that I became the target of future roast. Allow me to finish.
I know where this is
So
going.
after that, the guy goes around and introduces us. He's like, oh yeah, what do you do? What do you do? And he finally gets to me. I'm like, oh, I'm a commercial tire technician.
That's not what you said.
It is what I said.
That's
And
not what you
look
said.
he's still saying it's false. And in my heart, I know it's true because I've never once said that to anybody. I've never even once said it to him. But I'm saying, if someone asks, I'm not going to say I just do tires. Like, they're not going to know. So I'm just like, all right, commercial tire technician, that's what I do. And so all goes fine, blah, blah. And then, you know, the next day, I'm like, dude, Jack, I can't believe you said that. I'm going to clap your cheeks. I'm like kind of toying with him about what he said. And I just realized that soon after we're at his uncle's house, family around, friends,
of
a very
course.
friendly environment. I'm minding my own business. And Jack decides, you know, this is a good time. This is why I call him CNN, to break
Yes.
the news and to kind of switch this whole scenario onto Z. So I'm sitting there, and all of a sudden I look over, I hear Jack in a little circle of people, and Z goes, I'm a senior tire technician.
'Cause you said
I
that!
never have said that
You said
to
that.
anybody. And the conclusion of this story is you
Yes.
you had a little joke that didn't land. It happens. It happens.
Okay.
And
of
but
course,
because
it
you
does happen.
did,
Happens to the best.
and in your mind, in your psychological mental, you decided to morph that into something towards me because your joke didn't land. And I think, listen, to this day, my right hand to God, why the fuck senior tire? Why would I flex that? Why? Who flexes that?
Here's the thing.
The only job you can flex is if you're an investment banker at Goldman Sachs and you make 8 figures a year or some shit.
Here's the thing. Okay. Now.
He will say to the end that I said that. I did not.
Okay. Let me just.
Nope.
Let's all take a step back here. Did I have a joke that didn't land? Of course. Of course. It was embarrassing. We all do. Am I the only one that remembers you saying senior tire technician? No.
I didn't say that.
There were 2 other people
I was
there
completely
who
sober
remember
when
you
I was
saying
there.
that.
That's not true.
Okay.
Patrick
well,
was
then
there.
that's fine. He wasn't in that circle.
Yes, he was.
No, he wasn't. It
Yes,
was
he
Elise,
was.
Wyatt, and Aaron.
Oh, such trusty sources we
No,
have there.
no,
that
no, they're
anyone that was in that circle would be like, if you said, yeah, he said that. Yeah, he did.
Yeah,
He
okay.
did do that.
I do get that. I'm just saying, I guess we'll never know. But in
I
this,
guess we won't.
in this country, you're innocent until proven guilty. So
Apparently, I was just guilty. But anyways, the point is, he says that, and everyone's like, see, everyone's pointing at me. I'm like, what's going on? And then I find out what's going on.
he
I'm like,
loves the attention. He does.
I find out what's going on. I'm like, so I'm ostracized when you're the one who just someone you didn't know. Go clap her cheeks to the
Now-
dude's girlfriend, and I'm the one.
Oh, yeah, no, it
and I'm made a fool.
It was a horrible
And I will
joke.
tell you what, I don't care about that part. I thought it was funny still, even though it didn't.
Thank
I
you.
thought it was
Thank
funny.
you. Thank you.
But I just think it's a bigger picture.
It was all about timing with the joke. It was bad time, bad place, horrible thing. Just the
And that
thing
is when you decided to, I guess, reignite your comedy by being, you know what's perfect? I could just throw Z into
Oh
this
yeah,
story
that's what
and
I'm
make
gonna
it
do.
funny.
Yeah, yeah. No,
So-
I mean the thing is the odds were in my favor that's what they were doing, and you know what? Sometimes you take your whole paycheck, you put it on red, and you just walk home empty-handed. You know, that's how it goes. Yeah, but no, I do remember that, and you know what? I'm a man who can admit my mistakes, but I will now if my memory precedes me, Mr. Z.
Your memory is
It's
not
horrible. It's horrible. It is, but I was
He
not.
has selective memory.
I was not the one who actually said, didn't Z say senior tire technician last night? And I was like, oh my God, I think he did. I was not the one who said, who
no,
originally.
but you were the one who ran with. No, whoa. You were the very one because we
No.
didn't. We didn't even discuss it. You just, when you told the story, said that, and that's how I'm like.
No,
what are you talking
it
about?
was before that when we were talking about the night
Oh
before.
man, this guy, you are something.
No, it
else.
was before that.
Oh, you'll do anything to be right in this, even if you want.
I'm not
even
saying
if,
I'm right.
Even if I have to walk in the lion's den.
I'm not saying I'm right.
Can you believe this fucking guy? It's crazy. It really is.
crazy.
But anyways, that's James Theodore Spence for you. Often
Yes.
confident, often wrong.
Yes, exactly. Well, now that we're done with the Jay Spence roasting session, so you're scrolling through Twitter sometimes.
Uh-oh.
And so I saw a title, a caption, a headline. It said, I was going to be mashed potatoes. And I'm like,
What's that mean with the little kid? I have to restart my
yeah,
potatoes.
he's like, I'm going to restart my potatoes. And he's got the fucking Ellen DeGeneres hair. It's like, okay, his parents need to get out of here because this is.
You know what's fucked up is,
I don't know. I don't know.
like I'm saying, in children's stars or anyone who's on, like, the 8-year-old didn't want to go to Hollywood and
I
audition
know,
in front
it's
of a
the
bunch of
parents.
adults. It's the parents, and not only that, because the parents get the paycheck. It's so fucked up.
Yeah. What was that
So
movie?
fucked up.
What movie was that? There was a movie where the kid was like going big and then the mom like tried to be good. She's like, no, we're gonna save the money for a little.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And then the fridge goes out. She's like, well, we could put a little bit towards the fridge. Bad start because once you start, you can't stop. Then it's like, we need a roof.
Wait, wasn't that a Family Guy?
No, it was an actual movie. It was a movie or
Oh,
like a
I know-
documentary or something. Yeah. But anyways, so this fucking kid stars so fucking stupid. By the way,
There's a reason why most of them turn out to be bad, or they have a bad patch, and they're like, "Fuck, I had a really fucked up time."
yeah,
it's kinda
I
fucked
mean,
up.
imagine making bands and not getting your bands.
Or like, imagine getting bands, and then like,
Your
You-
mom's rolling
like
up in a
this-
Bentley.
and then the second you're of age, you get it, and you don't. Your parents just been blowing your money, and it's just like, okay.
Can you
and
imagine?
Let's just say, imagine you're like that. Imagine this: you've grown up, you made all this money, right? And you have parents who are pieces like who just did it to make money. I'm not saying all parents do that, but
Of course.
let's be honest. They see them M's in the bank. They're going to
Shit.
initially take a little pinch themselves. And so let's just say you turn 19, 20, and you're like, dude, I've been working, doing a long time. I want to buy a house at this young age. You go in there, you have barely any money.
Yeah.
Imagine that. Fuck.
Yeah. The like, I couldn't imagine like when you got old enough to be like, all right, let's look at my W-2s here. You know.
And then
look
the
at all
parents are going to give you, oh well, we're your parents.
Well,
so.
we drove you there and back.
Yeah.
we made you mac and cheese when you wanted.
Yeah,
we gave you hot
that's-
dogs. Like, I was 8. I didn't
They
know any
would
fucking
pull
different.
that card too. Yeah.
It's like, Mom, if I
100%.
knew, I would have just Ubered there.
Anyways,
Like,
mashed potatoes. What was the?
Anyway, so the caption said I was gonna be mashed potatoes. That's how I read it. You know how you like read things?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
And so
like
it's
you
like,
could text a girl. All right, sounds good. Why are you mad?
yeah,
I'm just fucking typing. Don't yell at me. I can't yell over text.
yeah.
That's my favorite one.
I hate the one where it's like all right, good. It's like all right, good night, and then they're like, what's wrong with you? It's like I didn't say all right, good night. It was like I just said all right, good night. Like it's like, what?
You're just like your father.
You're just like your fucking father.
Anyways,
You'll never be shit.
I want to hear the story. And you can,
Okay,
we keep
yeah,
going on tangents.
Yeah. Okay. So the fucking I'm gonna be mashed. So this
I'm gonna be mashed potatoes.
this kid decided to hide in a garbage can. Okay.
like hide and seek.
I didn't get the context of why he was in there. It could
He
be
better
like
have
a,
won.
yeah. And so the claw comes down from the garbage thing and picks him up. And so his quote was, "I thought that was the end." And he's like 7. I'm like, all right, that's a little deep for you, but he's like, I thought it was gonna be mashed potatoes.
they dump him in the back of the truck. All right, let's go.
Yeah,
Wait, so he actually picked him up and dumped him in the truck.
apparently some guy saved his life. I don't know if it was like he dove in the garbage afterwards. But dude, can you imagine you're like walking down the street and you just see the garbage and then this kid fucking flails out.
Imagine the dude, just get the fuck out. I got a whole route to finish,
Yeah.
man.
There's fucking Drake throwing the thing.
So it didn't give you any context why he was hiding.
I'm guessing a game of hide and seek. It could
Had
be
to be.
like an abusive father. I don't know. He's like, I'm going in the trash can. I'm gonna come out and you're gonna have to wash me. Can you imagine just being a dick to your kid?
Can you imagine? So like he escapes death,
Yeah.
and then they return him home, and his mom's like, "Look what you did! Look what you did! Look what you did! You smelling up my couch! You should have stayed in that trash can, you dirty brat!"
So he comes home, he just goes, it's just on the couch.
It's just rough.
Yeah.
But the
Oh.
thing is, how like if it? Oh, there's a lot of questions. A lot of questions. Why was he
Something
hiding
on
in the
top of
fucking
that.
trash can?
Something on top of that, just to kind of go with the thing. So we got a cat, and this is really funny. So obviously you didn't know that cats like need things. You know, they like do the little paw thing, and
They
so
need things. Yeah, they do need things.
yeah. Well, it was funny because you said, yeah, I think he likes my memory foam pillow because he kept pushing it. And we're like, he does that to everything.
I don't have a cat at home. I've never had a cat.
I know I haven't either, but it was funny.
Oh, and you like to like, as he doesn't know about cats.
Anyways,
It's just funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
yeah,
I'm saying I thought he did because he wasn't just he was like this.
yeah.
And then he would watch it. He's like,
Really?
and then he'd watch it expand. I'm
May-
like, oh, maybe
may-
he likes
maybe
the memory
he's
foam.
learning.
He's becoming aware.
I have heard that like if any animals were like sent here to like watch humans, it would be cats. Because you know how like, dude, you know how
it makes sense.
you
they
can
are
say
fucking
something
weird.
right to them. It's like, hey, and they'll just go, just look away. Like the ultimate
You can-
don't give a fuck.
Yeah, the cats are I don't give a fuck animals. Like I'm not saying some cats are nice, but most of them are just fucking dicks. Like you could be literally on the kitchen floor getting stabbed to death by an intruder. They'd just be like this.
They'd go up and lick your feet.
They'd be like, remember that one time you wouldn't feed me?
Yeah,
You little piece of shit.
yeah. You don't let me out of the fucking house.
Yeah, Oliver would probably come over and start biting my hand while I'm
Yeah,
getting
just
stabbed.
yeah. Oh, do you know what else is a bitch of a fucking animal? Ravens. Apparently, there was a Costco. This was the other one. So there was a Costco, and what's funny is I want to know who they interviewed because apparently ravens have been stealing stuff.
Ravens?
Ravens. The Ravens.
It's apparently ravens.
The Baltimore Ravens sent him here. I come in courtesy of the Ravens.
Baltimore's new baby commentator says the Baltimore Ravens. The Ravens.
The Ravens. Apparently they've been stealing stuff out of the Costco. And so they interviewed a guy there and he was like,
Oh, I
yeah.
thought you said they interviewed a raven. I'm like,
Well, Raven, what'd you get? Was it a big score?
he's got like a cigarette. He's like in one of the corners. What else? Give me a statement.
He's got reverb on and everything.
Anyways, they were stealing. I thought,
Dude, it's fucking Vice. The Secret Life of Ravens.
there's like a fucking. There's like a fucking one of the Vice reporters in a tree just sitting there with a notepad. Yeah, and the raven just sitting there cross-legged. Yeah, it was a few years back, and you know, ravens have been doing this a long time.
I was a Wall Street banker. All bankers are crooked.
All bankers are bandits. That's true.
It was a high life, high stakes. You just got to know if you want to pull up a chair to the table and eat.
What's that thing Ryan said?
That's what I was thinking. That's what I was thinking.
I play.
What was
I don't
it?
play the politics game anymore, Jim. You know, I played at Full Stakes in High New York for keeps. Made it to the top. Look what it cost.
It's back in the
He's
closet.
back in the temp job. Dude.
Yeah. Yeah. So they interview this guy, not the Raven. They interview this guy, and so he was like, yeah, they obviously have a system down. I'm like, what?
Actually, it's funny you should say that because ravens are actually very intelligent. It's like scientifically proven they're intelligent.
You know, when you say scientifically proven, which it probably is real, who are the scientists studying ravens?
I don't know.
2:13 p.m. Raven.
That's always funny, yeah, because there's always random facts. I'll be like, oh, it's scientifically proven. Who the fuck is paying people to do that?
Yeah. The other one is like you know, like the one that I always go to when it comes to animal facts. Dolphins, the only other mammal that rape each other. How many rapes did you have to watch to be like, yep, they do this. It wasn't an accident.
Yeah, it's like that's your like. What I want to know is like what the company says on their paychecks. Like, who is paying them to go do this?
Marketing.
Is it government funded?
I was gonna say marketing.
Is it government funded?
I don't know.
No, seriously, I'm saying all these dudes that go do all these studies or, hey, we found King Tut's fourth tomb. There's 8 gold coffins. But like, who is paying them to go do that? And how much are they making?
How much does an archaeologist make? I don't know.
I don't know. They must make a lot.
Can you imagine, like, you meet this girl and you finally have dinner with her parents? So what did you do this week at work? Well, I was trying to see if the dolphins would fuck each other.
Well,
unconsensually.
obviously, it's educational. It's nature. So you could work your way around that.
Educational. Do we
Yeah.
really need to know if dolphins rape each other?
No, the same way we don't need to know the mating habits of those fish on the beach that we were talking about one time.
I know. I'm saying, who is studying
I
these
don't know.
things?
I don't know. It's
And
like,
how do we get hired?
like, don't you think you'd want to study like other renewable resources or something? Not fucking
Yeah.
the sexual habits of fish.
You know what they put in their bios? Just journalist.
Yeah.
It's like, no, you watch animals fuck.
The New York Times is raving.
New
How
York
are they-
Times, #1 bestseller,
How is
every
New-
book.
New York Times is always raving.
Yeah.
I somehow doubt they're always raving. I
And
feel like
why
they're
is
very critical.
every book a New York
Yeah.
Times bestseller? Do they always
yeah.
just always beat the
Yeah,
previous
the-
book?
It could be the fucking Hardy Boys. New York Times bestseller.
Yeah.
How? Who? When? Who's buying it?
It was
Who? We only see receipts.
Yeah.
Like, do you just need to sell one copy and then you can print that on the front?
I remember, do you remember when Oprah had like her book of the month thing?
Yeah.
Dude, Oprah? So like, oh, here's a good question. If Oprah like came on to you, like would you smash?
I'll tell you, for one reason, yes, because she's really rich and she
Yeah.
can be my sugar mama.
But I'm saying maybe she's just using you. Like you may not get any money out of it. You just meet her at the bar, she's hitting on you. Like, are you gonna take that chance for
I got nothing to lose.
your dignity?
I mean, at the same time, though,
It's Oprah.
it's Oprah.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's just say the year after I come out with my best-selling tell-all.
And you get a cum shot. You get a cum shot.
Isaiah Lesney's in The Adventures with Winfrey. And then she's like, okay, don't come out with this, and I'll give you this. Or, you know, there's just a lot.
It was a dark and stormy night.
There's a lot of things you could do there. And
Yeah.
the thing is, maybe she'd take me on vacation with her or something.
Dude, that would be cool. The problem is you'd have to like hang with her the whole time. Can you imagine just being like, yeah, take me on vacation?
But the
and
thing is,
It's
you also could be
Oprah.
like, I'm fucking hanging out with Oprah.
Oprah fucking Winfrey. What is she famous for? Just the show? How did she get to the show? Like
I don't know.
she was on like Saturday Night Live or something. We don't even know.
No.
Isn't it weird that like everyone at some point was on like Saturday Night Live? Like a lot of actors.
A lot of the actors, yeah. Well, I'm saying, if you're a comedian, you like that's what you're trying to get to. Actors will go there as guests.
Okay.
So that's why like, Chris Farley and all them, they had that writing room. They actually like worked CNN, SNL,
Fake news.
SNL full time. But then they give like Patrick Swayze as a guest today. Blah blah. blah. They bring all these actors
Yeah.
in. But
Yeah. You wanna know what's weird is like Patrick Swayze was like our day of like Justin Bieber. Like everyone was like, oh my god, Patty.
did you ever see? You know that movie Red Dawn?
Yeah.
Like they came
The
out
old
with
one and the new one.
No, the old one has Patrick Swayze when he's like really young.
Really?
It's a good movie.
Do you remember we had a president that was an actor? Who was it? Trivia.
We had a what?
We had a president that started out as an actor.
Sounds like a John F. Kennedy thing.
New, a little newer.
A little newer than that.
Some would say the greatest president of all time.
Ronald Reagan.
Ronald Reagan was an actor. Can you imagine just Brad Pitt? He was the Kanye that made it. Like he actually ran and won. I don't know if he had any background in politics. I just remember when his wife, when the Coke thing was happening. We have a problem here in the United States of America.
There's this scene in Narcos I forgot, and it's Ronald Reagan's wife, and she's like, oh, I forgot what she says. She's like, She's like, it's time to explore life in the beautiful colors with the eyes that God gave us. Say no to drugs. Say yes to your life. Something like that.
Dude, you know what's funny is they just had to give her that speech. Like,
So no to drugs, yes to your life.
what do first ladies do?
Bitch.
Yeah.
Complain.
Do you remember when Michelle Obama banned the big gulps from New York? Dude, it's gonna be a segment in the newest history books.
No more big gulps.
No, because she was trying to cut down on child obesity. It's like, just stop
The
feeding
thing,
pizzas.
hey, listen, if you're trying to get rid of child obesity, it's like you can't open the floodgate and just have a baby bucket to try to get. It's too much. It's too nothing you can do.
There's too many.
That's like saying I ban Kit Kats.
Yeah.
And they'll just eat another can. Like you know,
Yeah.
that's nothing you can do.
It's like, yeah, they just went
No
for the,
more big gulps.
They just went to the Slurpees. Dude,
What the fuck?
you met, like, okay, you know, like,
There's kids out there who don't know where the next meal's coming from, but big gulps is where we draw the
Yeah.
line.
yeah, but you know what's funny is, like, in history books now, like, you know, like the new ones being printed out, it'll be like, yes, and in 2014, Michelle Obama made the courageous stand against big gulps. It's got like a portrait of her with like a sword.
No, you know that one thing like World War II when like all the men went to war and the woman's like
Yeah.
the woman like flexing in the thing.
It's like, I shouldn't say it. Never mind.
Oh no, I want to hear it.
It's like, well, you guys had to work because there's no one else there to do it.
I mean, that's true though. I mean, it's like because I'm saying if it was like anyone who's left here has to do something.
Can
so.
you imagine the guy comes up for war? Finally, takes the apron off. Please, can you cook for me tonight?
He probably still had to.
Yeah, probably did. He wasn't gonna get no poo-tang. Yeah, I like. Remember that guy we saw at Hop Jacks? The fucking. It said like 81st Airborne. That guy's seen some shit.
Oh, that's us. Yeah. The old
Jumping
dude,
out of planes,
just
murking on people.
His wife is just like talking his ear off, and he's just mowing down. You know, he's seen some shit. She's just talking. He's just like,
Yeah, his eyes are just.
yeah, that dude's seen some shit.
Yeah,
100%.
dude, that was like Warzone when you drop out and you can take out your pistol and start shooting people. That was him. Do you know what's crazy is like that was like a new thing. Imagine being like the first people to be like, yeah, I'm down to jump out of this shit with a parachute.
Yeah, because it's like, oh, my friend so and so did it. No one knew. That's like, I guess I hope this thing works.
Yeah, the first time I went skydiving, so the second time with Aaron was a very professional place. It was like, and it made me realize how sketchy the first place was. So it was like me and my dad go
You
to
get
the
what
first.
you pay for, I guess, right?
Yeah. My dad takes me. It was like I wanted to do it for my 18th birthday, and my dad takes me. And so we're in like this abandoned warehouse where like the shingles are kind of falling off. There's like foam sticking out of the fucking walls.
See some cartel vans are gonna pull up and give you some fucking kilos of coke so you can leave.
Yeah, they're like, actually, you're gonna be hot dropping in Mexico. Like, Dad, this is a long plane ride.
And do not lose the care package.
There's Vince Vaughn on the plane. No.
No, you're
Go.
skydiving out the plane. I lost the package. The Rock's right next to you. Skydiving with you.
It's fucking Harrison Ford. Get off my plane. Fucking throwing you off. No, but I remember like, so like I think it was the manager, but I don't think they had ranks. Like, I don't know who it was. It was an older man, so I just thought he was like the owner, but he was probably homeless.
He's like oh, you ready? Yeah. How many times have you done this? This is my first time.
Mine too.
All I know is you pull this string.
And you imagine like, is this your first time? Yep, mine too. No,
Wait, so what happens if like the parachute doesn't open properly? I
You
guess we'll find out.
Yeah. So where I'm going with this is so the guy has scotch or something, and he's like, "Hey, you want a shot?" And I'm like, "My dad's right there," and he's like, "Are you 21?" I'm like, "I'm 18." He's like, "Good enough." My dad's like, No. So my dad takes like a shot with him, and then I look over, and we got some like goth kid who just came out of Safeway packing our parachute. But at the time, I'm not like, I'm really excited to do this.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of overlooking these obvious things that
Red
should
flags.
be, alarms going off. And the plane was so tiny that, so they didn't even have a plane. They had to find a guy with a plane. And I remember they're like, "Oh, call Jester or something." And it's like, so fucking, he shows up. So it's in this little bifold plane.
He's like, hey, by the way, we don't, so like I know we're supposed to skydive. They're like, we don't have a plane.
Yeah.
So
We have this one. The fuel gauge doesn't work. So is it full? Is it empty?
So if he doesn't come, we'll just throw you off the top of the warehouse.
When you feel the sensation, pull immediately. No, so they post in this thing, and I'm like I'm in the back, and my dad just has to like halfway hang out, and so it was very sketchy. Obviously, I survived, but the did you die? Yeah, but the second time. It was like a professional place, and so they had like a fucking truck with like this trailer you'd all ride in on, the huge long plane with the green light. It goes ding, and everyone's like, go, 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 and then you know,
It's like the big cargo planes that have the big doors open up. You guys are all rolling up with M16s.
the Captain America shield. Captain, sit this one out. These guys are practically gods. There's only one god, ma'am, and I'm pretty sure he doesn't dress like that. You know, every Christian dad was like,
I know, 100%.
and Marvel never made a Christian line again after that.
No, they did not.
No, they did not.
Oh, fuck.
That's so funny. Yeah, I've been wanting to take you for your birthday, and I just keep forgetting. But would you want to go?
I like you say, I keep forgetting, like my birthday's every other week or something.
No, I'm saying like just like when it comes around, it's like, oh, what should I get Z? That just doesn't cross my mind. I get you something else. But
Yeah, because it's like,
would you actually want to do it?
you know, it's funny. I've told you this 3 years ago. I was like, yeah, I'd be down.
Oh, okay. I don't know. Okay.
I did say that, but I'm saying I'm not like, Jack didn't take me skydiving
No,
this year.
I know that. Oh, it'd be a fun thing.
No, but yeah, I'm down. I'm just saying I wasn't like checking my calendar. Oh, maybe next year. Maybe next year he'll take me.
Plucking a.
Because I honestly, if anything, I would rather go to New Zealand before that.
Yeah, we actually have to do this bro trip thing.
That's what I was saying.
I think we need to get a jar and just put our spare coins in it until we get $100.
In 12 years, we'll have enough for an all-inclusive trip.
Until we get $100 and then just pay for the rest out of our bank account.
Like that one person, like you go to a market, and like 3 coins fall out, and usually, like on the, you'll leave them, like fuck it. Just like, oh, I need these from New Zealand.
Yeah, dude. If we saved our coins for 2 years, we could pay for the food in the airport. That's about it.
And maybe a drink, maybe.
Yeah. We went to the Alaska Lounge. That shit was baller.
It was sick.
The problem was I'd never been, and so we went and spent $50 on a fucking breakfast, the smallest breakfast ever. It was good.
Yeah, it was alright.
But then we spent $50 to get unlimited free drinks.
Yeah, it was unlimited
food,
everything.
coffee,
So
a nice view.
yeah,
It was still during the
see
whole.
like a plane.
That would be crazy. Do you remember when what was it? The Hindenburg. It was a blimp, and it just like.
The year is 1943. The Hindenburg. It's its last flights over New York City.
Why did all radio announcers sound like that?
All
Or was it all the same guy who was just like really popular?
It was just all the like the 40s, 50s, 60s. All the admins just had that higher frequencies.
Because they all drank at work. They were just fucked up all the time.
No, but you know what I mean. Like that high pitched. Like that's Seth MacFarlane actually said that's how he got the voice for Quagmire. Was his mother would give him like little radio playings of like shows, and on there would be like Ben Sparkplugs, the only spark plugs for you, and they would all have that same high pitched, and that's how he came with the voice of Quagmire.
That was like in at the time, like I'm guessing. Well, because they all just didn't
No,
naturally.
all the
sound
microphones were
higher pitched.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah. I wonder what people are gonna say about our time. Like, what's like, we're all just fucking douchebags, I guess.
Trump and Corona probably.
Yeah. Trump. Yeah.
The China virus. Everything is made in China, including Corona.
Dude, if you want to just wake up the fucking sleeping monsters of Twitter, just tweet China virus. And they'll be like, it's not the China
I
virus.
know it's not, but I'm saying it's just funny watching him. Do you remember? Did you see Joe Biden trip up the plane stairs?
Yeah, that was funny. Did you see all the memes of like?
Yeah. Did you see the?
Did you see the one where he was in the speech? He's like, yeah. And
He's like, if you want to get something done, you have to. If you go and anyway.
that sounds like me fucked up.
He was like a drunk ass dad who hasn't drank in a long time and like trying to tell a story. And then Sly says,
Sly. I was
looks at
just
me.
gonna say,
He looks
Sly
at me, he
says-
says Sly.
Yeah.
But dude,
Sly comes up to me, and Sly says,
I gotta play the audio of the Joe Biden thing. It's shit's too funny. It's just I remember watching it like 10 times. I was fucking dying. It's so fucking funny.
and we have our keyboard warrior Brandon always posting this shit. It's good.
I know he always posts that shit. It was actually really funny.
By the way, try out Body Auto face masks. Brandon, that plugs on us.
I can't find it.
you remember when another kid Food Network show when they were making those sugar like cakes?
What?
So, you know when they would like do like decorating contests, they had to make like an extravagant cake or something. You know what I'm talking about?
No. Well, I found it. If you somehow
Play it on the mic.
I want to get them done consistent with what we promised the American people. And in order to do that, in a 50-50 Senate, we've got to get to the place where I get 50 votes so that the Vice President of the United States can break the tie, or I get 51.
add forward.
Something done. If you hold near and dear.
Okay, I found it. If somehow you didn't see this, it's fucking hilarious.
So the best way to get something done, if it holds near and dear to you that you like to be able to. Anyway.
Anyway, that's like a drunk speech at the
That's
wedding.
a drunk grandparent right
Yeah.
there.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you, I can't talk. Did you have grandparents that drank? That's such a weird question. Were your grandparents
Did you-
alcoholics?
Did your parents have parents that beat them?
Were your parents abusive?
No, I don't know. I think my grandma maybe. I don't know. Other than that, I don't know.
I would like to get fucked up with mine, just to like really.
Really get in there
Yeah,
and see
see
what's
what's going
the
on.
deal.
Can you imagine like? I think Jacob said this the other night. It was like to us, it's like, oh, it was like 4 years ago. Imagine being like, yeah, it was about 65 years ago.
That's what I'm saying. Like people
It's
are
like
super
80 years ago.
Like I was saying this when I was seeing Sister Jean on March Madness, the little Chicago nun. She's like 100. Like imagine that. Like first of all, I want to know. Like I'm sure you remember things forever, like certain things. But like I'm saying, like imagine like have you ever like sat right now like and thought about like a scenario 8 years ago, and you're thinking and like you're okay, I remember now, and
kinda
you're like
fuzzy.
remembering. Imagine like, but I'm saying, and there's things I'll always remember for the rest of my life. Doesn't matter. But like imagine thinking like shit, that was 80 years ago. Like that's
yeah,
fucking
but
crazy.
also imagine like the fridges looked like tubes and
Tubes.
and everything was neon and fucking like you didn't even like go to
Honestly,
other
I wish
towns.
I can go back in time for like 6 months and be like
Yeah.
an 18-year-old kid in the 70s
Oh, you get your ass kicked.
because I'm brown.
Yeah. Oh wait, that was like the 50s.
It's
right?
not what I. Jesus, no, that's not.
No, well, yeah, 70s was very good times. I don't know. When was it? I think in the 50s we still had segregated bathrooms, right?
Bro, I know. Yeah, the civil rights was like 60s, but I'm saying, dude, like.
Okay, but that was right after civil rights.
I know, but I'm saying it wasn't like that all the way. Jesus.
Dude, can you imagine you find a time machine, you go like the 1940s, you're like, huh.
I would say okay. I meant like the olden days, back when you'd go run down to
Yeah.
the market and get a Coca-Cola for 5 cents.
And you could get cocaine at the pharmacy.
Yeah, you could get all that shit.
Do you remember like those shows we watch? It was like, hi, can I get 60 Percocets? Do you have a note from your mom? Just says, yes. They're like, here you go, kid. Yeah. You know what's weird is that was literally like our grandparents were around when like
Yeah,
there were,
or like when
segregated
you
bathrooms. Like what the fuck?
and yeah, it explains why a lot of old people are racist.
Yeah. I think my great grandfather was.
I can see it.
He said some questionable things. I'm like, I'm not taking you to Dairy Queen.
I still think my great aunt on my dad's side is
Yeah.
little bit.
Yeah.
because she said some questionable shit.
It's like,
I'm like, hey, auntie, do you know I'm brown? I'm not white either. So when you say these things, have you lost your sight too, or have you not realized that I am the only representative of any color in this house? So I will put my best foot forward and try to understand you, but.
That's so fucking crazy that shit was not that long.
Like, I'm not kidding. I think one time she told me I'm getting too dark. She's like, you're getting way too dark. I'm like,
Grandma, I'm
I'm
tanning.
I'm related to you. Like, what the fuck? Obviously, everyone on my mom's side is dark and Puerto Rican and shit. And I'm like, and then another time she was like, she's like, God, have you been watching the news lately? I'm like every old person. I'm like,
Yeah.
no. She's like, I just see more and more black people and brown people. I'm like,
What?
I'm like, Auntie, do me a favor. Don't ever say this to anybody ever. And secondly, again, I am brown. I am brown. Like
They're just taking over. The Jedi are
Anakin.
taking over.
I was right. The Jedi are taking
taking over.
over. Yeah, but anyways, I don't think she's actually racist, but she definitely has some qualms with it.
Some qualms.
That's a good word.
Some qualms.
She definitely has some like mental qualms with it a little bit. I feel
If you
like.
put that on a triple word score on Scrabble.
What I would have liked to see is rewind
Change.
time when my dad brought my mom home. If she gave her any shit.
Oh man,
That's what
Your
I've
dad
never.
got his ass beat in the club for having.
Yeah, he told me he got jumped a few times because
Shit,
he was
real
white.
one though.
That's what my dad told me. They used to call him Wheat Toast in the club because he danced like a black guy, but he was white. They called him Wheat Toast.
Imagine your dad just doing the white man overbite though.
I know,
Fucking
dude.
thing.
My dad's got some moves though, dude. Dude can dance.
I can see it, man.
You know what's funny? When I was like 11 or 12, we were at 11. We were in like the state championship game, Little League, and
Little league.
yeah, like I was 11, so
Yeah.
yeah, we were up in the state championship game. My dad we hit like a game, like a run the tie. My dad fucking is moonwalking on the first baseline or some shit. I swear, my mom has it, that video somewhere.
I want to see your dad with a full head of hair because I've never seen it. Has he
It
always
kind of-
had? Has he always had
It's
that?
been the same style for like a long time.
Yeah,
And
it's
when
like
he-
the.
in his like 16, 17, he had like long bangs.
Okay, yeah.
Well, I'm
Cause
sa-
he's
like
always
everyone in
had
that
like
time.
the four-finger forehead and then like a little
And then
patch on top.
the curl,
Yeah,
the curl's going up.
yeah,
Because I'm
it's
saying
nice.
even in his wedding pictures, his hair was like that.
Do you remember when people?
My dad was driven though. He had an all white suit.
Shit.
That's bold, bro.
That's bold.
All white suit.
Do you remember like growing up when kids would spike their hair up and then be like, "I have a Clint" or whatever,
A clit?
a Clint or something?
Look at me, I have a clit.
Well, no, no, it was like they said that their hair naturally stood up because
A cowlick?
cowlick. That's it.
A Clint. Clint Eastwood? I have a Clint Eastwood. What the fuck?
It was start with a C. It had smells.
A Clint? It's a cowlick.
I have a Clint.
Nope. No, but I think that's more of like you wake up and you were just laying on a certain part of your head, so then the hair is like bent. And
I
then
just
you
remember
get up and
they
it
were
goes
like
back straight.
embarrassed or something, or because people make fun of them. I remember one time Jacob Moore walked on the playground. Okay, no, I remember this.
Did he have a bowl cut at one point?
No, I don't think so. But
I'm
I
pretty sure
remember,
he did.
remember he would do the half dyed hair, half not. And I remember he walked on the playground. And we're all like, and then he's like, "My mom made me." I remember that to this day. We were by the monkey bars at Grace. He's like, "My mom made me."
My mom made me dye my
yeah,
hair two different
Shauna's
colors.
just like, "You're getting."
Shauna's like, you're getting this shitty ass color in your hair.
She's like, "Jacob, you are not going to school without frosted tips." That's so fucking stupid.
Oh man, I'm
Well-
pretty sure he did have a bowl cut at one point.
Do you remember Chad Probst had that?
Half hawk,
Yeah.
bold move to sport that one.
There were some interesting styles.
thing is,
I had shitty.
The thing is,
styles,
we're
dude.
talking shit. But I'm saying we all did embarrassing. I'm pretty sure
Dude, I
like
had purple Supras. It was fucking gross. I saw Lil Wayne wear them, and I was like, "Fuck yeah, order me some of those." Fucking stupid. You can't laugh at me too hard. You had the purple high top Adidas.
I did,
Yeah.
but Supras are more.
They're
more outlandish
There's a
than-
lot of tongue.
They're more outlandish than
There's a lot
fucking
of time.
Adidas are. I'm
But
saying
damn, I
yours
was
look like
dread-
you're walking around with purple bricks on your feet.
Yeah,
dude.
I'm fucking Barney. That was awful. God.
He did look like Barney walking around.
Yeah, if I could
But
go
I'm saying,
back.
yeah, I did have purple Adidas high tops, but they weren't nearly as bad as your Supras
Yeah.
with the fucking donkey tongues coming out the
Yeah.
front.
I can honestly say I never had World Industry shoes or like the fucking
DC.
Oh my god.
Or the kids that wore the fucking novelty Cookie Monster tees
Yeah.
and the Cookie Monster hats.
And a butt plug tail. Maybe they were a little too young for that. They just had the clip on.
Not throwing shade, but I'm saying I did. Everyone in high school, I think, had those people that wore the tails.
Yeah.
And I think one time I was so curious. I was in this class with
Did you
some of my
pull it?
friends. No, I just decided to ask one of them. I was just terrified of them because they were just always looked so
Yeah.
they didn't want to be bothered. But then I was like random. I'm like, this can't be the first time anyone's asked you this. And I didn't even know her. She was like, I'm like, hey, I don't know why randomly. I just felt like I'm gonna ask her. But I'm like,
And
hey,
you totally meant it in good
I'm
spirit,
like,
too.
hey, I can't. I have a hard time believing this is the first time someone's asked you. But what's with the tails? Like I
Dude,
did.
you know she's a picture of
No,
you on her
but she
wall
was
that
cool-
she's throwing
Oh,
knives
but
at.
she was cool about it. Like I wasn't like mean.
Oh,
I
she was cool. She wasn't embarrassed at all.
No, I was insane in front of the whole class. Everyone was talking. I was kind of, okay, like, what do the tails mean? Like, what's with the tails? Like,
I could hear all.
and she was like, oh, well, like, if you have it, it means you're a virgin. If you took it off, it means you're not a virgin anymore.
So then everyone's not a virgin. Oh, you had to have it to begin with.
Yeah, I'm saying, and if they come next week and they don't have a tail, that means they got
clapped.
they got
Okay.
clapped.
Yeah, I remember. Do you remember those? Oh, I don't think I remember this because I never read them, but I knew what they were. They were called Warriors books. It was with the cats. So in my grade, we had this group of girls
Oh no.
who they read these warrior books, and they would like all call each other by their cat name, and then they'd like kind of run around.
Katniss Everdeen?
Yeah, Jackness Everdeen. They would they would like. It more looked like a horse galloping, not really a cat, because they wouldn't get on all fours, but they like do the little thing. It's kind of like T-Rex
like
arms.
horse cosplay.
There was no costumes involved, but they pretended to be cats, and they'd hang out of this tree
That's disturbing.
and go at everybody. And it
I
was
feel like that's one of those things on My Strange Addictions that I see.
yeah, so there was like 4 or 5 of them. And you know what? I'm actually going to say something here. There was a dude who started reading the books with them. But here's the thing. Maybe he was playing chess, dude, because they all fought over that guy. And he was not an attractive guy. Like, there was no chance he'd get any girls.
Until you walk out to the park and see him with, he's 40 and he's still doing it. And then you know something's up.
Yeah, they're still reading the Warriors books, but yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah.
I mean, kids do weird shit, you know what I mean? But I was never that weird.
Yeah, I wasn't that weird.
I was like cringy. I didn't do, but I
Yeah.
wasn't like,
I
I
wasn't
like
I wanted to be cool too
like
bad
someone's
that it
parents
was
would be like, hey, you need to like watch him.
Yeah.
You know, it was like, okay, he's just being a stupid kid and he's annoying.
Yeah.
Not like, okay, he's actually kind of disturbing. Like, wasn't microwaving cats and shit.
Yeah, it wasn't like creepy and shit. Yeah. Microwaving cats, so you said?
I wasn't like doing fucked up shit. Like,
Isn't that like the start to like serial killers?
wasn't,
You know someone?
no, I was saying, wasn't, did we ever go on like a church trip? And there were like a bunch of frogs.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm scared though.
I just remember.
very
No, I'm
bad
saying
memory.
this. It was really long ago. Maybe I'm not. Maybe it wasn't with you. But I just remember. I thought it was a church thing because I'm thinking of like who the fuck else would we do that with as a family when I was younger. And I remember there were like frogs jumping everywhere on this little beach with all these rocks, and this kid was grabbing them and throwing them against the rocks and killing them.
We need to find this kid.
And he was getting. He kept the bodies in a bottle. He had like 100 of them. I'm like.
Like something you do.
Like he'd hop. Yeah, me. No, they would hop around. No, he'd grab me and go, I got one. He'd smash it against the rock. I'm like, bro, what the fuck? He's a murderer.
a murderer. Dude, I remember
Kid's
one,
a freak.
I remember one
He's
time.
mean.
So I remember we went to the Expo Ponds, me and 2 other people
Ponds.
who will remain nameless. And this guy was into fishing. It's someone you know very well.
Jake?
And so he caught a fish. I remember he had some like M80s. I was like, oh, what's he doing with that? He goes, just fucking pulls it.
I've seen people do that.
It was
Wait, I
like-
know him very well.
Very well, yes. I'm not going to say his name in the podcast.
Do you say first names?
No.
I've just, you said Jacob's last name. You said, like, what are you
Well,
talking
because it
about?
wasn't about that. Yeah, it was Jake.
I knew it was
didn't wanna
Jake.
say-
I
yeah,
knew it was
yeah,
Jake.
Yeah.
No.
Well, I didn't want to expose
Because I was
him.
saying,
I
like,
ain't no rat.
Because when he made that noise, I'm like, that's the only person I can think of is Jake. That's how he laughed. He's like, fucking psychopath. Oh, anyways.
Shit, we're about 43 minutes here.
All right, well, I guess it's time to shut it down.
Well, hey, thank you for checking out Around the Lunch Table podcast. A few announcements. We have a brand new website.
We do.
Brand new website. You can watch, listen, store, everything. It is sexy as hell. Just launched yesterday. It's pretty badass.
New York Times bestseller.
New York Times raves about this website. So yeah, we got new shit going on there. Tomorrow we have our first photo shoot.
You know what's funny? You did. Your memory does suck because I'm like, oh, it's a photo shoot. Like, it's not a photo shoot.
I was just being funny. Like, well, I don't know what else you call
Exposed.
it. We are taking photos and like the merch, other shit for the website, and we're starting on some ads and stuff. We're using shout out at Aperture Ocean Productions. I don't know what that name means, what an Aperture Ocean is, but yeah. Z's on Twitter right now. So yeah, Z, where can they find you?
I was at Isaiah_Lesney.
And they can
Where
find
can they
me.
find you? Okay, you didn't let me ask.
Oh, sorry.
Where can they find you, James, Theodore, Spence?
Hiding in the shadows. At Jack_Spence.
And you can find
us-
both of our Instagrams.
We finish each other's sentences.
sentences. You can find both of our Instagrams at Around the Lunch Table Instagram.
Yeah. Thanks for everyone checking out the merch. Check it out on atltstore.com. And yeah, that'll pretty much do it.
And next week is episode 20. So we
20.
figured out something funny or something to do for that one. So,
The big 2-0.
anyways, thank you all for tuning in and for everyone's buying the merch. And that's all we have for you. And
see ya.
Let's get rowdy up in here.